Hey yo guys, time for another edition of Pillar to Post with Dadirrtywhyteboi, the news of the week for the world of professional wrestling. So let's just jump into it. Obviously the big story of the week was at this past Sunday's Royal Rumble, John Cena returned, making just his shocking debut after re-debut after he said he wouldn't be there. He wouldn't even be at Mania. He'd be filming his movie in New Orleans, Louisiana. Just shocked us all. I mean, it was a great moment for the WWE in general, and I mean, it's kind of nice to see him back. I mean, because a lot of the fans, they just need someone to harp on, and they got Cena back. So, yeah, I'm just surprised that he came back. I mean, that's just tough that he came back when he's supposed to be out 8 months to a year, and he just comes back 4, and, you know, we all know what's going to happen there. He's going to probably most likely win the belt off Orton and then go one-on-one with Trips at Mania 24. But we'll see how that plays out. I don't know. I mean, we still have tons of time till then anyways. But anyway, let's get to the news of the week. So regarding his loss to Chavo and his clean loss to Edge on SmackDown a few days later, and being eliminated by Chavo in we're told that Punk is in the doghouse as of late. The story is that he isn't listening to the agents and his house show matches are considered indie level sloppy. Ladies and gentlemen, indie level sloppy. He's botched a lot of stuff and the agents claim he comes to the back and laughs about it. There also may have been another political issue of some sort recently involving hitting on the wrong person. Now this all Triple H's hands on it. I mean, yes, Punk is not indie level sloppy. I mean, he botched some stuff, but who hasn't? I mean, he botched on SmackDown where he slipped off the top rope when he tried to springboard on Edge, but still, I mean, this is just typical Triple H. You can just so tell. I mean, he's always been trying to hold Punk down. I mean, he tried to take the spotlight away from Punk at Survivor Series 06 when Punk was the most over of that team, moreover than Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Matt Hardy. So, I mean, and now he's just, I bet you Punk just went up to Stephanie. That's what they're implying here, that he hit on the wrong person, being Stephanie McMahon, saying, he was probably like, hey, Steph, and Steph's like, would you dare say that? I'm going to go tell Triple H what you said, and you get buried, and just do nothing, and feud with Chavo for a while now. Now, I'm just disappointed about this, that they're holding him back, because I would like Punk just to win the ECW title to around now off Chavo, make Chavo a transitional champion, because I want my dream Mania match for ECW to WrestleMania to be Shelton Benjamin versus CM Punk. Who would not? I would pay just to see that. I wouldn't care about the SmackDown thing, although it looks like it's going to be good with Edge and Taker and whatever happens on the Raw side or anything else. That would be just enough to pay for it. And speaking of WrestleMania, the plans for WrestleMania can change 100 times, but this is what they have on the dry run so far. It's so far right now John Cena versus Triple H for the WWE title, and as we talked about in our Skype chat that's on various YouTube pages, it's more likely that Triple H will beat Cena and get his win back because, you know, he gets to be champion. But they could throw Orton in there and make it a triple threat because they don't want to leave Orton hanging. Other than that, we got Undertaker versus Edge for the belt, and the streak would be on the line. Both streaks are on the line, which has been the plan forever. And they're doing 2 Elimination Chambers, so in a way, Undertaker's going to win that one. Flair versus Kennedy, which would be terrible if Kennedy's the one to end Flair's career because he doesn't deserve it at all. I'd like to see them use Shawn Michaels here because, you know, they'd put on a damn good match. There's going to be MVP versus Matt Hardy for the U.S. title, which is something I would think is going to be a better U.S. title match than the one between Chris Benoit and MVP, although that match shocked the hell out of me, and it's going to be one of Chris Benoit's final great matches, and I don't want to even talk about Chris Benoit right now. I'm just sidetracked, but still, I think that'll be a good match because, you know, the feud still is so building. Apparently Money in the Bank, but I don't know how you're going to have that since it's an outdoor show. That's all I have to wonder about. And then there's also a mentioning of it'll be Vince versus Finlay, or Vince and Shane versus Finlay, and Foley, or Foley versus Shane, or Foley versus Vince. I don't know. I think you should do the tag team deal because Shane and Foley would do decent stuff in the ring. Because I don't think Vince versus Finlay draws enough. I mean, people are like Yay, it's Finley. Woo! Let's not watch. So that I just think if you add Foley in there, it'll get more people to watch because, hey, it's Foley versus Vince. We've never seen this before. And, you know, Finley would get lost in the shuffle, but he'd be there, and he'd still put on a good effort in the match. It's just his name enough isn't to draw in there. Jack Evans, during the past week in Japan, broke his cheekbone and his face in general. It was forced to undergo surgery and have 4 plates put in. He'll be out at least 6 weeks, and he has had no insurance, so he's got quite the bill to pay, which is bullshit for the promotion he was working with in Japan. I have a feeling it was Dragon Gate that they didn't offer to pay the bills because, you know, you brought him in to that promotion to do that. Could have helped him out a bit. And this is going to put a damper on for UWA hardcore fans and me, myself, because at the next show, February the 15th, I believe, it was supposed to be the dream match, Jack Evans versus M-Dog 20 Matt Cross. That match has been postponed because Evans is out, as I said, 6 weeks, so he won't be there, which is very disappointing, and I know he's trying to get back in touch with UWA hardcore. So moving to Noah, their next Budokan Hall show will March the 2nd, with Mitsuharu Misawa defending the GHC heavyweight title against former champion Takeshi Morishima. And on the same card, the GHC tag titles are on the line, with Takeshi Sugiura and Naomichi Marufuji defending against the Briscoe brothers. So that should be a really good card, and they'll obviously have a decent undercard. PWI Insider was reporting that any TNA talent tested positive for marijuana will be fined $200, and that's a shame because there are people that are going to get fined the $200 are probably making $500, and then if I got caught for that, I would leave, because I could make more money on the indies. If I'm like the likes of Alex Shelley and I get caught with that, I'm leaving. And I don't understand, why do you care if you're smoking pot? It's not that bad of a drug. I mean, they say it's a gateway drug, which it can be at some points, but still, it's not bad. The rest it to relax and so on and so forth. I mean, would you rather have them taking painkillers, Percocets, or just smoking some pot? Who cares? Just let them smoke their pot, TNA. Let them smoke their pot. I don't do it or anything. I'm just saying it's great for the wrestlers to relax and relieve pressure, and they won't become drug addicts about it. Okay. And finally, to end on 2 light notes, new WWE announcer Mike Adamle, besides being part of the original American Gladiators, before he got to work at American Gladiators, he worked at a radio station in Chicago under WBBM for 4 years, and he was said to be, quote, terrible live. People would tune into the radio station just to see how bad he would be. Steve Dahl would encourage people to go there, and they even have 4 compilation tapes. So hopefully that gets on YouTube or something. I need to hear how bad he was, because him calling Jeff Hardy, and just being terrible, absolutely terrible. He was a little bit better on Raw, but you could tell he's very nervous still. And finally, you guys, you need to see JBL's new Mama Joanna energy drinks on that website. They are basically selling it on the fact that it contains aphrodisiacs, and essentially you will get it if you buy this drink. I don't want to get any laid from anything that JBL is selling me. Personally, I don't even think energy drinks are good, and I don't even think this will be good. But I've seen the videos; they're really cheesy and terrible. I feel like I'm watching SmackDown from '05 with JBL cutting tight promo deals. But anyway, that's the news of the week. I'm out. I'll see you maybe Monday for a video. Not much really in the world of pro wrestling. Brock Lesnar makes his MMA debut in the UFC, so I'm going to be checking that out. I know Mike Tenay, Jeremy Borash, and Angle will be there, so hopefully that's a decent fight. That's one of the fights I think a lot of the wrestling fans should go check out, see how he does there. But anyway, that's it for me. I'm out. Peace.